With so many Roblox games available to play, as well as new ones popping up every single day, you can usually see these games rated super high with ratings around 80 to 90% just on the charts page, or super low with ratings dropping as low as 10 to 20% if you really look for them. In this video, I'll be taking a look at and exploring some of the lowest rated games on Roblox that I could possibly find. But with thousands upon thousands of games available on Roblox comes the core issue. Where do you find these low rated games? It's near impossible to find lower rated games on the Roblox charts page. Just going into it, you can see that the average game rating falls between 70 to over 90% ratings. So how would we find these lower rated games? Well, I tried looking on places like Reddit to find posts surrounding poorly rated games to hopefully see if there was anything that could actually be a playable game with a proper concept and not just a simple baseplate with random assets with very little visits. This didn't end up working too well, so I decided to try and look up different game genres instead. Things like Obbies, FPS games, Tycoons, and more, and scroll until I found ones that fell under 30% with a decent amount of total plays. And finally, after hours of searching through different genres and pages for games to play, I finally have some to go through and explore. So let's get started with the first one. The first game on this list is simply called Ultra Realistic Guns, which is what I assume to be a simple FPS game with, well, ultra realistic guns as the title would boast. This game carries a 34% rating with 229 likes to 442 dislikes. Shockingly enough, this is the highest rated game out of the list, mainly because it was nearly impossible to find a low rated FPS game that A, had players in it, and B, had enough stats to really consider for the video. And with all that out of the way, let's get started with ultra realistic guns. Launching into the game, we're greeted with a very close range map with a few people fighting each other already. Looking at the weapons, they seem to be fairly realistic, following the title and not really lying about the guns being realistic. But this is where the first of many issues came up. To start, you can see all the enemies with the not so helpful bright red outline across every single person. Seems a little unnecessary for an FPS game, but it's not the biggest issue with the game. The sound assets are also stolen from another game, which also leads me to believe that this game's weapons might also be stolen from somewhere else. Going further into the weapons, some of them perform pretty standard, getting a kill in around 4 to 5 bullets with some, and around 2 to 3 with others. The MP7 seemed to be the most powerful, however. It would immediately do 140 damage to the head, and with all the characters walking fairly slow and being pretty large size due to the hitbox areas, it was super easy to start racking up some kills. Shockingly, the sniper only does around 60 damage per hit, still a 2-shot weapon, but the reload time of some of the weapons are fairly slow, causing you to either switch or die to an enemy laying bullets into you while trying to run away and reload. There are a couple other issues that I noticed as well. The protection barrier doesn't go away when someone pulls out a weapon, so they can be fully protected and shoot at you, but they're invulnerable and cannot be shot at. Not another huge issue, but just something else to add and note. The health packs in some of the open windows cannot be shot through. I had noticed this happening several times and thought it was just me missing, but no, it just simply can't be shot through. This was just super confusing because unless I'm a bird and I can't see glass properly, those windows couldn't be shot through. For the sake of it, let's just say that and move on to the last issue. The weapon sometimes just got stuck firing if you try to tap fire at a longer range. It would just continue to fire until you swapped weapons or clicked again to get it to stop. All of these issues, and honestly just the game itself, gives a clear reason as to why this game got a 34% rating. Moving away from FPS games for a little bit, let's go into the Tycoon style of games. Tycoons are my personal favorite style of game on Roblox. It's simple and easy to understand, but while some of them can be exact copies of each other, and some being super lackluster and boring, it's still a fun way to pass some times when you've got nothing else going on. Finding a low-rated Tycoon game was a little bit easier, but I still need to find something with large enough stats that was worth actually covering. So I managed to find this game called Water Park Island Tycoon. Sounds pretty promising, right? Well, it's not really like that. This game carries a whopping 15% rating with 110 likes to 592 dislikes. That's certainly something. But I'm never one to judge off ratings alone. So let's go ahead and hop into this hopefully super fun and engaging Tycoon with a ton of stuff to do and unlock. Upon launching into the game, we're greeted with some cars to get around the super large and open world of Water Park Island Tycoon. Upon entering my brand new property that I gained access to through breaking in and putting my name on the side of the wall, it was finally time to start my water park empire. So I purchased a moneymaker with the $100 bill I found on the side of the road before I made the journey to my property. One thing to note is that it's super easy to accidentally soft lock yourself at the start of the game. You have $100, the moneymaker also costs $100, but there are stairs located super close to the moneymaker, meaning that if you were to accidentally purchase the stairs before the moneymaker, you'd be completely broke with no way to earn any money. So enjoy your great platform and stairs because that's all the progress you're gonna make, baby! But after that, I had to simply wait for the money to start rolling in, $10 at a time, until I eventually got the $1,000 upgrade so I could start rolling in even more money, with that money being $20 per drop instead of 10. One improvement. After some time, I earned enough to purchase some chairs for the still empty pool, and then another set of chairs right after. But these chairs were different. These ones had umbrellas. I can just smell the VIP seating tickets with umbrellas included for triple the price of the chairs without the umbrellas. Once the chairs were finally making me enough money, I was able to purchase some water for the pool. Now we can add pool access to the chair ticket price. I ended up purchasing some inflatable chairs and balls that don't move in the water at all, and in light of this new success, I hopped in my brand new car and did some driving around in celebration of finally getting water in the pool. After even more waiting, I purchased a couple vending machines. One dispenses cookies and an eldritch horror beyond our understanding, and the other dispenses sodas that seem to lock you in the air whenever you try and hold them. The soda can seems to send me up further with each time I put it in my hand. So I started the soda can space program, which allowed regular people to get sent up into the atmosphere and die because I forgot to develop spacesuits for them. But regardless, this new business venture ended up earning me even more money than before. Once we had earned millions from the several business ventures that I had taken part in, I was finally able to finish my water park, complete with 2 water slides, a bathroom hut, a bar that when you sit down and try and enjoy a space soda, it simply rips your hand off and suspends it in the air. And we can't forget about the hot tub either. Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. It gives so many opportunities to earn money through several ticket upcharges and space sodas. So many buttons that I can't even count since I don't know how to count past 5. I don't know why this game got a super low rating. It's probably because it's a copied game from a different creator and displayed as a super fun and exciting Tycoon with basically nothing to do except wait for your money to go up $20 at a time until you complete it and then wonder why you spent 30 minutes of your life waiting around playing this game. Besides that though, we move on to yet another first and third person shooter called Sniper's Arena. A game with a fairly low 28% rating. Lower than the first game, but certainly not the lowest on the list yet. This game has 205 likes to over 508 dislikes. Launching into the game and realizing I forgot to record a significant portion of it, we are given a basic sniper and around 30 bullets to start. In order to get more bullets, you have to get kills and pick up the bullets off of the enemy. These drops can range from around 2 to 5 bullets each, but it's not as worth it if you end up spending more to actually kill the enemy. Each shot does around 150 damage regularly, or 300 with a headshot. Each person also has 200 health, so you can easily one-shot enemies with a headshot if they aren't jumping around and are just standing still. The map and graphics itself aren't too bad. The concept is nice and easy to understand. The main issues with the game come up when you run out of ammo for the first time. Each time you respawn, you get 5 bullets added to your gun, but the reserve remains the same. So if you fully run out of ammo, your choices are to wait until an enemy dies and run to steal the bullets that get dropped, or simply reset your character or willingly get shot and reset back to 5 bullets. There are game passes that offer different snipers that do double damage, and other game passes that offer things like unlimited ammo and more. This lack of ammo is specifically used to entice people to purchase the unlimited ammo game pass, which is severely unfortunate. And the ammo count issue is most likely the main reason as to why the game has such a low rating. Another issue came up when I actually had some bullets in my reserve, but the game would just refuse to let me reload, even sometimes after I had reset my character. At one point I ended up resetting my character, and the game didn't even spawn me with a sniper to use. Overall, the game is fun and the concept is good, but the issues that came up during my time playing and the pushing of game passes, it's what makes the game completely unsuccessful and super low rated. After that, it's time for an Obby game. This one was a little bit easy to find, but it was hard finding one with stats and plays as high as this one, while somehow having a 12% rating. This was the lowest rated one on the list, and it'll show once I get into it. This game's name is simply called Escape, Obby Obby Obby, Obby Obby Obby, Obby Ob. The game somehow has over 6.5 million plays, but the like to dislike ratio is astounding, sitting at 709 likes and a whopping 5,074 dislikes. This is the highest number of dislikes out of the entire list of games that I've played, and we still have one more to go after this one. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and spawn in. So spawning in, we get dropped into the air and fall down to the main platform. But this isn't the main platform, that is. So we seem to have skipped around half of the first level. So let's go ahead and just get to jumping. After reaching the bridge obstacle, I ended up failing immediately, and unfortunately, the game has no checkpoint system. Each time you die, you end up right back where you started. But fortunately, I noticed that my character ends up pretty close to a higher up platform. So I spawned in and tried reaching it, and after somehow jumping in the air, I made it. Until I died again and tried doing it again. But this time I noticed that there was a platform behind me that was another floor up. So after a couple tries, I ended up making it to the upper platform, and finally, it was time to beat this obby. I spent countless minutes jumping from platform to platform, narrowly avoiding death and being reset, until finally, I reached the end. After trials, tribulations, and heartbreak, it was finally time to hit this door and see what my reward is. It just killed me. It just killed me and sent me back to the start. Are you kidding me? You know, I'm never really one to dislike games, but here it is. I'm disliking the game. It's shocking how many people actually played that game, but I guess with a striking and intriguing title such as that one, anyone would have clicked it. Even me. With that horrible pile of garbage out of the way, it's time for the final game on the list, and we're going back to another shooter for this one. This is Wacky Wizard Zombie Survival, boasting a low 19% rating with 549 likes to 2,266 dislikes. and shockingly over 2 million plays. So I'm kind of interested to see why this game seems so negatively received. Upon launching the game, it's fairly easy to see why this game has the rating it does. For a game called Wacky Wizard Zombie Survival, I'm not really seeing a lot of wizards. I'm seeing zombies and survival, and it's certainly a wacky looking game, but it doesn't seem like much else. Regardless, I start shooting the zombies that look ripped from a basic asset library in a town that also looks like it was ripped from a basic asset library. Each zombie seems to drop 1 coin, and the next gun costs a whopping 100 coins. So if my basic math skills are correct, I need to kill 100 zombies in order to unlock the next gun. So that's exactly what I did. I spent around 10 minutes mind-numbingly shooting zombies, with each one taking around 5 to 6 bullets in order to actually die. But after that, it was finally time to unlock the next gun. A shotgun. This gun immediately does a ton more damage than the pistol, basically killing the zombies in one shot at a closer range. With this new weapon, I was finally able to speed up my coin gathering process and try to go for the next gun, which is an AK-47. One thing to note is that some of the zombies end up spawning and just getting stuck in a building, like this moment where I noticed 5 zombies just piled together in a room. After around 20 minutes of mindlessly shooting zombies, wondering what I'm doing with my time, I finally unlocked the AK. All that time I spent was finally worth it to get another upgrade, and I was certain that this gun would end up doing way more damage and furthering my upgrade path at an incredibly fast rate. It's worse than the shotgun. Somehow a gun that costs twice as much as the shotgun does less damage than the pistol that you get for free at the start of the game. And that paired with the super slow progress rate and the fact that each zombie only gives 1 coin, and sometimes the zombie spawn rate goes down to super low rates, meaning it can sometimes take 10 times longer to actually find zombies to kill. But I don't think that was the reason for its low rating. I think it was because there was no wizards to be seen at all. They played us all for a fool. But honestly, I think it was because a boring, slow game, and it looks like it was ripped from entirely different random asset libraries. After all of those games we had experienced, what did we really learn? Were these games any good? Was this whole video worth making? The answer to all of those is nothing and no. Except for the video, I love making videos. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also consider becoming a member to support me further and get added to the ends credit list at the end of every single video, as well as roles and channels in my Discord linked in the description below. Thanks again so much for watching. I've been Miko, and I will catch you in the next video.